Welcome to From Rock Bottom, the podcast where we explore real stories of struggle, survival, and strength. Each weekly episode features honest conversations with people who faced mental health battles, addiction, trauma, and life's darkest moments, and found a way to rise again. A quick content warning: some of the topics we discuss may be distressing or triggering. We talk openly about mental health, addiction, and other sensitive issues. Please listen with care, and if you need to, take a break or reach out for support. You're not alone, and this space is here to remind you of that.
Boom, and we are on today. I'm joined by Daniel J. Smith Jr. Appreciate you coming, big man.
Pleasure.
So he is from one of, if not the roughest part of Wolverhampton, and instead of coming a product of environment, changed the narrative, flipped the script, created several little businesses of his own, went on to win over 100 awards in bodybuilding, and obviously bodybuilding, like boxing, it's a lonely sport. The heartbreaks, the dedication, the commitments, the losses along the way, and we're going to discuss it all. Dan, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. And first of all, thank you. You're doing big things, absolutely big things. It's a pleasure and an honour to be on your podcast as well, and I see it going even further as well. So thank you for inviting me down.
I appreciate it, big man. I appreciate you travelling here today.
Pleasure.
Like, just before we started, I said, look at this unit of a man. I've covered up today because he's a unit. He's going to show me up.
I'm off season at the moment, so it's just chill time at the moment. So hopefully bigger and better things soon.
Yeah, man, I believe it as
well.
well.
Yourself in great shape, man.
I'm trying.
For real, man, for real.
Right, Dan, just like everyone, take me back to the start.
Yeah, so this whole journey started, I've always been athletic, I've always been into sports, but not great academically. So
Where are you from? Let's start, obviously, I've dropped it in.
Yeah. So, Heath Town, Wolverhampton, so, aka Firetown. So that's where I was pretty much born and bred, so, right next to New Cross. And not the best of areas. I have lived in different areas as well, like in London, I've lived abroad, etc. But predominantly that's where I'm from. Now, obviously growing up in that area, a lot of my friends, in that prison, and there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and it's just what you're around, isn't it? So you don't know any better. Not many people encouraging you to do well in school. People don't generally do that there. So you give it a foreign.
With schools in areas like that in Heath Town,
Yeah.
like just before we started, I was saying like I'm from like Bloxwich, which is a rough area, and in schools there you find you're just surviving.
100.
Not striving, you're surviving.
Exactly.
It's just literally like we're up now in Stafford. My partner's from Stafford.
Yeah.
She left school with 13 GCSEs, and that was normal.
Yeah.
Whereas where I'm from, it's like
That was a big.
they were aiming for 5 GCSEs. It was like get you through.
Yeah.
We'll get you 5 and we'll get you through, and that was aim for everyone. That was the achievement.
It's crazy. And
It's just surviving.
we were put in sets, so like the set I was in, the highest you could achieve was C. That's the highest you can achieve is C.
Okay.
So there's nothing higher than that. So it was one of those things where you kind of think it's kind of pointless for you to be excelling in your class. You're going to get a C, which is probably looked and laughed at from a lot of employers. So a lot of the people in set 3, as they called it, which was the lowest set, and I was only there just through naughtiness, really. You know what I'm saying? So, what happens is you'll get dominant figures. So if you got 6 dominant figures in a year, and they're just messing about, everyone wants to mess about. If you've got 6 dominant figures who are highly intelligent, focused on work, making money and stuff like that, everyone else is going to follow. So it's what the school allow to be to be dominant within the year. And unfortunately, it was just DOSes that were dominant. So everyone's just messing about, going out, drinking, skiving, and so on and so forth. So a lot of us became that product of environment.
Do you think with that it's a generational thing? Like the parents ain't necessarily working. If they are working, they're not working like high-end jobs. It's just surviving, innit?
I truly think it comes down to, like you said, it is generational, but more so the fact that like if it's a single-parent household, which a lot of individuals from rough areas are from, the single parent is maybe working 2 jobs, don't have time to monitor certain things. Homework is a kid, on touch with homework. If you've been in trouble, the parent able to come in and have a chat with the teacher and see what's going on. There's no time.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they get free reign and they know that even if they misbehave, there's no repercussions.
Yeah.
Take that behaviour onto the streets and they know that the parents are just too busy surviving. You know what I'm saying? They've got so many other stresses to focus on. Whereas, like, you know, if you get a traditional household where, you know, they have time, they're working from home, etc., they have time to analyze and really dissect what's happening and crash down on things early. So I think it comes down to that. So it comes down to time. But a lot of things you'll find people that in and out of business, single parent households.
Yeah, of course.
Time becomes a thing, and stress and life challenges. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, if it's you know, if the father's not present or whatever, then it's 10 times worse. You know what I'm saying? But coming from that environment, you know, kind of gave me that step back. So everyone was, you know, my friends were just going into college and stuff like that. I was just dusting about, playing games, hitting the road and stuff like that. But I realised early after a few arrests that this ain't the way to go. It's not the way to go at all. You know, it's just we're not doing anything. We're not doing anything, and that childish behaviour becomes outdated. Everyone starts looking at colleges, A levels and stuff like that, and it's time for you to step up. So I decided I'm going to go to college. Didn't know what I was going to do. Just lent a suit. I just lent a suit. It was like an old suit, and I thought, let me go to college and see what's going on. And I went there, and then when I've gone there, everyone's wearing tracksuits, and I looked out of place. But I thought, you know what? No, I'm still going to go. You know what I'm saying? So I went there, inquired. They showed me the prospectus and said, right, what do you want to do? Went straight, obviously, to the sports section. I didn't really know. I said, like, I'm into sports. So I said, oh, cool, this is the sports section. And there was about 4 courses. One was a B-Tech. One was, to be fair, they all sounded foreign apart from the personal training one. That just sounded like something I wanted to do, you know what I'm saying? It just sounds like the one that's just straight. It tells you what you want to do. It's not like because the other names didn't associate with a job.
Yeah,
you know, sports science and all this stuff. That was the only one that did, and it just made more sense to me. So I did that. Tell a lie. Before that, I did the gym instructor one. Then I did the personal training one. So the gym instructor was a part-time one because I just enrolled at some random time. So I had to go on a part-time course, and luckily there was the part-time course. I could do that quickly. It already started, but they let me in. I could do that quickly until the level 3 started. So I did level 2, passed that, then did level 3, passed that. Went into work. I was still carrying on at college, did my anatomy and physiology diploma, nutrition diploma, and a few other things part-time while I was working at Sainsbury's and also at Pure Gym as a personal trainer as well.
So where did this drive from you come from?
To be honest, it just came from being left behind. You know what I'm saying? I think in school, everyone's messing about, everyone's dossing, everyone's got partying. And it still happens around that time when I was like, what was it? I must have been like 16, 17 after school, but just less so. You start seeing other people move forward in their life. Like, I'm doing this course, I'm plumbing course, I'm doing this course. You know what I'm saying?
Seeing people with money.
Seeing people just do things and get on with their life.
Yeah.
In school, you see everyone dossing. And you see everyone just working towards a GCSE that isn't really anything. Just like, you know, it is what it is, it just is. But when you see people out there doing courses that actually lead to jobs, or going into a job and earning money, or going to a sixth form and something, and you're just doing nothing, you start thinking, okay, I'm the odd one out now. You know, and then you look at all the dossers that are here, and you look at all the people that are doing something. Now there's a contrast. Now we're not all in the same barrel of school. Now there's two different paths, clear paths to see. And I decided I'm here, going that direction. And at the end of the line, you start looking, so I was like 16, 17 at the time. You start looking at the 20-year-olds on this side, and the 24-year-olds and the 26-year-olds, and they are in prison, heavily on drugs, not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Bad path. And then you look on this way, and then like the people that are older in that way, they've got their degrees and they've got their businesses. So you start seeing a contrast. So yeah. I think kids need to be exposed to that earlier.
Of course,
earlier. You know what I'm saying? And I know they obviously try and give you like work experience, but that's nothing. That's just like a joke thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is.
I'm talking like from early, go out there, go into an actual, you know, into a job from early. That's a professional environment around professional people that have families and stuff like that, and are going to be good role models. And I think that's when you'll see some of the kids take a path early rather than wait till it's too late. So me, unfortunately, I waited until it was too late, but then I made a decision to try and change it. Just had to try and catch up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, grafting, part-time job in Sainsbury's, doing your course.
Yeah, so I was working in Pure Gym as a personal trainer. I was working at Sainsbury's as well, doing code controlling, basically like on the shop floor. I was basically on the break crew just eating bread, to be fair, but like it was a decent job. And then at college as well, just to get a few more qualifications. And I started to feel like busy. Started to feel like my energy, because at the end of the day, we're all animals. We're all from the same biology. We have a certain amount of energy, and if it's not pushing a positive direction, it's going to go to a negative direction. We're like batteries. We all have that energy. As we get older, that energy, same as a duck, it gets lower and lower, just because we get beat up by the system a little bit. But that energy has to be channeled in a particular way. And when I was channeling it all in a good, positive way. I just wanted to put more into it. You know what I'm saying? And really spread those wings in my energy into positive channels. As opposed to when I had all the energy, but I was like, where do I put this energy? I'm going to put it into the people around me, the work they're doing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just the energy is going to flow in the wrong direction. So when I saw the energy go into good things, onto good people, my clients were doing well. I was enjoying socializing with. What's most important is my clients were everyday people. So I got to experience life. So at that young age of by that time I was like 18. By that time, I'm sure I was 18, 19. By that time, most of my clients are middle-aged. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They've got their businesses, or they've climbed the ladder in their jobs. They've got enough money for personal training, excess cash that a 20-year-old wouldn't have. It starts to seem real. They've got their family, they've done this, they've been through this, they're tackling this is how fitness is helping them. You start to see case studies. So every client is a different case study, and you learn from that. You're learning, and I learned early, so I it's kind of like learning on the job.
Yeah.
Life experience came from dealing with so many different clients. So one might be a 30-year-old woman that's got 3 kids, and the other one will be completely different. It'll be a guy who's 25, single, making certain mistakes that the other person isn't, and then you see a 40-year-old who's got a family of 4 kids, and you'll see the difference in how they conduct their life.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's interesting. Maybe I want to be more like him.
Taking the best from each person.
Yeah. Yep. Say I want to be more like him than him, and I'd like to be more like her than her.
It's like, from a business point of view, it's like competitive research.
Yes.
Taking what they do good and implanting it on your own and avoiding everything they do bad.
100%. And then I started to see that everyone's a case study, and how I can help them. Because every time you help someone, you're actually learning how to help yourself. So if you go, okay, how can I help that person? Whenever it comes in your life, you've already experienced it. So you're learning from other people's mistakes by helping them. So they tell you about what's going on, and then you kind of you do your thinking process and your research, and you're like, okay, this is how you do it. Not only can you help someone else, but if you ever come into that circumstance, you help as well. You can help yourself as well. And it's just trying to keep those mental notes in place. So I think I matured quite early from that. So I got really busy from the get-go. My first job was Pure Gym. So when Pure Gym was opening, it was the first budget gym in Wolverhampton, probably in the West Midlands actually. So we had floods of people coming in, hundreds and thousands, thousands. There was like 6,000 members. So I was fully booked from the get-go. So you can imagine me coming out of college, going from minimum wage at Sainsbury's to earning at that time £25 an hour. So it was probably £5, something like that, Sainsbury's, and then I got from £5 to 25. So and then as time goes by, I got busy. Then I increased my prices to 30 and 35 and so on so forth. So it was like I'm earning more than I could, I thought possible at the time.
Yeah, especially when you're living at home as well.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just a lot of money just coming in, and it's like, okay, I can do more things. So I started doing a boot camp, sending supplements, doing all these different things, and I was like, yeah, this is great. And people go to university for 3 years, 6 years, and don't earn this kind of money. So it gave me that motivation, enabled me to open up my own gym, travel abroad, set up things abroad. I've worked abroad, compete abroad, done all different kinds of things from this fitness industry, because it opens up so many doors. And I've got that love for it. But despite the money, it was more the fact that I loved it. I just loved working with people. So I think that's what turned me from a boy to a man quite early. Working with people that were mature adults, and I was still a teenager. Yeah.
In that line of work as well, when you are with older people, you have to be mature as well for their sake, for your job in this.
Yeah. It's the only way you're going to get clients. If you're immature and stuff, then they're just not going to bother and stuff like that, isn't it? So you get that professionalism come out of you. And that matures you as a person as well. So I think I found that was my strength. And like I said, I've just loved it, man. I loved it. So went to Pure Gym for about 5 years before setting up my own thing. When I set up my own thing, I realised that actually I do prefer being in a commercial environment, because I've gone from a facility of 6,000 people, and you constantly, everyone's like, is positive vibes all around, to my own facility. I open up and no one's there. Only who I invite in and whoever comes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I did that for a while before I sold that, and I realised that I wanted to be back into that environment. So that's when I went abroad in the Middle East. So that was a big change of culture. So coming from England to, this was before it was popular. So before Dubai and Kuwait was popular, I went down there, went to Kuwait first, and they just live bodybuilding. They live and breathe bodybuilding.
Surprising.
Yeah, honestly, like there's no gambling, there's no drugs, alcohol.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So their whole lifestyle is just fitness. There's not much fitness and shopping. There's nothing else to do. You know what I'm saying? Legally anyway, you know, they can, maybe there's a bit of drugs here and there, but like in terms of like go out there, they can't go out and just like, you know, buy like alcohol or whatever.
There's no party life.
There's no party life. There's nothing like that. No sex parties, no craziness that's in these places like UK and America. Do you know what I'm saying? So you'll find that people are like, there's prep shops everywhere. Meal prep shops. As soon as I went there, the first day, I seen about 6 meal prep shops on the same street. So that's like chip shops down here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So healthy food is a massive thing there. Training is a massive thing there. So I was coaching. I was a strength and conditioning coach out there, and it was an experience. But for me, it was more about my routine. Gone out there, I thought, right, they pay for everything in terms of my accommodation, like car, everything like that. And it was more about me going out there and being like, right, I'm going to focus on bodybuilding. So I became so tunnel vision on that. So I'd wake up first thing in the morning, do my cardio, get my breakfast in, go to the gym, then I'd go to work, I'd train and break at work. So that was my second session, you know, and then hit with some clients again. Then I'd go and train at another gym after. So I was training 3 times a day, every day, 2 weight sessions, 1 cardio. So my life was very much just training. I was overdoing it because there's nothing else to do.
Why did you get into the bodybuilding?
You know what? It naturally just happened.
It is when you're in that environment.
Yeah. So
working on yourself.
Exactly. So you can imagine I'm in the gym for, you know, some days it's like 12 hours. 12 hours split between 2 shifts kind of thing. So like I'm doing classes, I'm doing personal training, etc. So any environment, you're there for a whole half a day, every day. You know, Monday to Friday, and then half a day on Saturday. Like, you're there anyway. Training, you're doing classes, so that's your physical fitness. I'm training on my breaks, I'm training with clients. My life's so based around it that it became me. So having meals and stuff, like, I'm not going to bring like sugary crap like into the gym floor.
Yeah.
It's going to be healthy food. So it was more like, you know, if I'm going to eat food with my clients, I'm going to do, you know, I'm going to eat healthy. It naturally pushed me into that. I just was eating healthy, I was training hard. Then when you start seeing the results, now you're hooked. You're addicted to the progress.
Yeah.
And it became an obsession. You know what I'm saying? You start getting the more things you win. And it was this, even before bodybuilding, I was just winning, like, I might do a powerlifting comp, I might do like an event, I might just lift something in the gym, and you start getting respect from your peers, recognition, and obviously self-fulfillment, things that you don't know you even craved. So I was just always happy with myself, but then you start getting all this attention, and yourself, you know, how you feel about yourself as well. So how you look at yourself in the mirror, that's what makes it a drug. So you look at yourself in the mirror, you're feeling good, and you're feeling great, your confidence goes up, you're not worried about things that you're usually worried about. You know, everything increases. So then you become, you know, very centralized around it. I did.
With it, have you ever had tads of like body dysmorphia? Like, have you ever looked at yourself and gone, fucking hell, my shoulders look a bit small today?
You know what?
Whereas in reality they don't.
You know, it's a very common thing in this industry. It's super common. I'm not sure if I've ever experienced that. I don't know. I've never been fulfilled. I've never been like, yeah, I'm
happy.
Looking great. Yeah. At the beginning stage, I was just like, I'm happy it's better. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But always wanting more. Like this looks good. Imagine what I'm like if I looked even better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's never like fully satisfied. You're like, wow, I've made progress. That means I can make even more progress.
Yeah.
It's like some people, they do that with money, don't they? They might earn a bit
Or
of money.
with drugs.
Yeah, all with drugs.
Yeah.
What if I feel this high on this? Okay, what about if I take a little bit more?
Mm-hmm.
And it's that, and it is a drug, isn't it? It is a drug.
Yeah.
You look yourself in the mirror, you've seen progress. You're like, what? Well, you know, if I lost 4 more pounds, what would I look like?
Mm-hmm.
So you're already thinking about the next steps. You're not appreciating now. You become wrapped up in it. What would it be like if I just had a bit more shoulders, a bit more of this, a bit more of that? So I think that's where it gets mixed up. See, I think in a lot of cases, it's not so much body dysmorphia. It's just like addicted to progress. Like they're looking at each other, they're looking at themselves, and other people are going, yo, you're looking really good.
Mm-hmm.
But they're already thinking of where they want to be. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, they look good, but they're already thinking, how am I going to look with an extra £2 of muscle, an extra £4 of muscle? That's all they're focused on. So they're not worried about like what's in front of them. They're like, I need to get there. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's being more focused on that. It's kind of like if you see...
It's a fine line, isn't it? Like, I see both sides. Like, I can look at you now and go, Dan, you look incredible. Mm-hmm. You look mint shape. I wish I was built like you. Mm-hmm. Whereas you could go, nah, if I had a tad more extra, I'd look even better. And you're just setting them personal goals for yourself.
Personal goals, man. And you know what? We all, as humans, we all suffer from it. Because, you know, if you think, like, let's say you see somebody in a 6-bedroom house, got a Lamborghini or whatever, and you go, man, you must be on top of the world, yeah. And he's like, yeah.
Need 8 bedrooms.
You know, he's been living there for a few years now. The Lamborghini, he's been driving it for a few years. He's like, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? He needs a new Lamborghini, his new car. These things can happen. You know what I'm saying? Or he's thinking of maybe moving abroad. So the house is nice, but it's in England. Mm-hmm. He's thinking, what if it was in a hot country? Then it'd be even better. What if they've upgraded the Lamborghini now, like, and they've got a new one out, and they have these new features, and you're like, oh man, I ain't got them features. I need to get them features in, so I need to work. So then they start focusing more on work and stuff. These things happen, and this is why relationships break down. This is why business partnerships break down and stuff like that, because of constantly not appreciating what they got, but focusing so much on what they can, what they need, what they think they need. Because it's a fine line, isn't it? Because I think if we go, I'm just happy with everything, sometimes you can lose the hunger to get more.
Yeah, then you're going to stop in life and you can get overtaken.
So you need to, it's a fine line. It's a fine line where like you want to be hungry for more, but you want to appreciate what you got, so that you don't devalue what you've actually got and think, oh, you know what, this ain't the perfect life. You know what I'm saying? This is everything I've worked for. I need more. And lose sight of actually who you are as a person, what you've got around you. I think that's why like marriages fail, people get into gambling, all these different start taking drugs and stuff to try and fill the gaps. When really sometimes it's about, just communicating with people and being like, you know what, from an outside perspective, what's going on? Because the way I see things is this way. How should I see things? Maybe you should see a therapist or speak to their partner and grind them in, rein them back in, kind of thing. It doesn't happen enough. Egos will be like, no, I need more. The economy's turning around. We don't know what's going to happen. The government's going to do this, and you worry about certain things. When sometimes you just got to enjoy the moment. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's not so much body dysmorphia. It's them trying to keep that fire burning. Trying to keep the fire burning and keep focused and be like, I need more. I need to train harder. I need to eat better. And the only way I'm going to do that is to persuade myself. I'm going to persuade myself that this isn't good enough. I need more. And they do literally persuade themselves. Yeah, they literally do. So you might look at someone and go, man, if I had your body, this and that, but there's only so long that, this is why we have new cars. Otherwise we still have the same cars we had. Yeah.
Do you ever get envious of like some people just eating whatever they want, doing what they want, going out on the booze? Because like you have to be dedicated 100% of the time.
It gets tough sometimes, when you're competing. It does get tough sometimes, but you know what I've realised? I've realised that it's more about kind of like, first of all, it's about the people you're around. So if they encourage you if they eat healthy, you know, you're going to eat healthy, or you're going to feel good about eating healthy.
Yeah.
If they constantly bringing snacks and stuff around, you've had a hard day and stuff, you're going to feel like maybe I can have that snack, it's going to make me feel better. So that's one thing, but also it's all about facing a challenge. So knowing that nothing in life comes easy. So yes, it's tough to be consistent when there's temptations like cakes and treats and stuff around, but that's what actually builds you as a bodybuilder. That's what makes you a successful bodybuilder, and that's what's going to define you from other people. So it's kind of like, you know, sometimes it's really easy to spend money, but if you want to make an investment, or if you want a house or a car or a holiday by the end of the year, you're gonna have to make sacrifices that other people aren't making, and that's the only thing that's going to separate you from them. So when they can't afford the holiday at the end of the year, or they can't afford to put deposit on the house, you have faith in the sacrifices that you've made. Otherwise, if you don't, then you don't deserve it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they don't deserve it, you don't deserve it. If they deserve it, you deserve it. There has to be a push and a pull. So it's just understanding the circumstance. So sometimes it gets tough, but you have to understand and talk.
It's the long game as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Talk yourself into it. Create scenarios and say there's a reason why. And I think that becomes, once you find the why, then it's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
It's a little bit. If you're just doing it for nothing, like there's no holiday, there's no competition, there's no transformation pit, there's nothing that you're actually going for, then it's super hard, because then you think, actually I can have a cake and I can just get back on it tomorrow, because there's nothing I'm aiming for. You know what I'm saying? There's no jumping on the scales or nothing. So you have to set your targets. Once you set your targets and you know why you're doing it, it's a lot easier then. It's a lot easier. So, but ultimately we always want to just change a lifestyle, so we want to do it just for the sake of it. But I find it's very difficult. You have to have an external goal of some sort. Right, end of the year I want to be this, end of the week I want to be this, end of the month I want to be this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Otherwise you will just go off the rails.
You need a target to move to.
You need a target.
Yeah.
With anything in it.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So, yeah, not so much. As long as I've got a target, I know where I'm going. And I know that if I fall off track, then I won't get there. Then it makes it a little bit easier. Yeah.
But this determination and hunger you've got for it, is it hard finding people with the same mindset outside of the gym? So, for example, if you get a missus and she's like, "Oh, it's my birthday, you want to go for a drink, some nice food," and you're like, "Oh."
You know what I always say? No matter what, always be yourself. No matter what, because it's the best filter ever. I've done these things in the past. I've been criminal of not being myself all the time, not being myself fully, or not exposing myself out there, or just being true, or whatever it may be, and it causes problems in the long run. Because if there's something that can be changed or fixed or manoeuvred initially, then you're going to be on a good path, whether it be with a friend, a relationship, whatever. You're both going to work it out early, and you're both going to be on the same trajectory. If it's like, if you don't, sometimes they just jump on your train and realise later that they're on the wrong stop.
Yes.
You've got to be honest, you've got to kind of like work it out together. Understand that, okay, this is my strength, that's your strength, this is my weakness, this is your weakness. Let's, work around it, and then run them both on the same path, helping each other do this. This is why I want to do this, so they won't eat around you at these times, and then be like, right, okay, but I've got a holiday here and it's important to me. Okay, so when I go on a holiday, then I'm going to have the time off, so I can change my competition plans or whatever. Just work it out from early. Otherwise, what will happen is one person will fully accommodate themselves to suit the other person and lose themselves.
Yeah.
And then there's a problem, or they didn't realise that the other person was doing that until it's too late, or they're unhappy or whatever. So I've learned to be 100% myself to the best I possibly can, and it filters out who wants to be there and who don't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? So so it's like some people want to be there, some people don't, but then you know that the people around you are the people that want to be around you, and that's it. Like they're there for a reason. They understand that you're not perfect, but they understand why you're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? They're the best ones, and then you work together to just boom, whether it be in business, friendship, relationship, whatever. We say, right, boom, this is our end goal. This is our short, medium term, long term goals. We understand our strengths and weaknesses. Let's work at it. I think that works with communication in anything: friendship, business, relationships, even bodybuilding, coaches. Anything. Could be a boxing coach with the trainer and the boxer. It could be bodybuilder with their coach. It could be just friends. It could be relationship. It could be kids with the parents. That's a very, very important step. Otherwise, it's just going to be masking it with lies, and then who knows what's going to happen down the line. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when people get frustrated, angry, feel betrayed, and the other person's like, I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think filtering out the I wouldn't even say bad, just people that maybe need to go in a different direction from early, and then making sure you're left with the people that are true, like your people. You know what I'm saying? It's never going to be perfect, but just eventually you always end up with that person.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But obviously it's taken you some working and experience to get to that point.
100%. You know, I think with any you know, if you look at like the psychology behind anyone competitive, whether it be a boxer, whether it be a footballer, whatever the sport may be, it could be a politician, anyone who's deep into their career or their profession, whatever it may be, they go through this. They go through this of being like, right, I am 100% into here, and I want to be the best I possibly can at this business, at this bodybuilding thing, at this boxing thing, at this job, whatever it may be, and they lose things around them. You know what I'm saying? That things are sacrificed, whether it be for the right reasons or the wrong reasons, and then after it happens, they break it down and understand why, and it might be a mistake or it might be a good thing, but they analyze it after, and then eventually they become a more mature person from their experiences. It's very rare that you can push yourself to an extreme in an extreme sport or an extreme in a business to outdo your competitors without losing things along the way and learning from it. So it all comes from extreme personalities, extreme sports, extreme conditions, circumstances, and coming out of it and being like, okay, I've learnt these lessons. You know what I'm saying? The harshest lessons sometimes, because like I said, sometimes we just don't learn it from. If you can learn it from other people, and this is where things like this are good podcasts. Yeah. Because you know, it says it right here, isn't it? You learn from other people's downfalls or experiences. You hear them, and you just try and take them on board and take them and incorporate them into life. You know what I'm saying? Because we always think that we're old and we know everything. You're never too late. You're never too old.
Yeah, of course.
Never, never. Always. I'm always listening to people, trying to be inspired, trying to learn, and look around me and look at the environments and see how I can, you know, improve my life, no matter what. Because, like I said, there are people that are way older than me that are going to make mistakes. There are people that are younger than me that are going to make mistakes. So it's never too late. It's never too late to learn.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Even when you do make a mistake, you just learn from it.
Exactly.
That's all it is, just a learning curve.
Then try and help other people not make the mistake.
Yeah.
And then relate. Sometimes just try and help them to relate to your circumstance, because it might be a similar circumstance they're in or about to be in. Or they might have made a mistake already, and then it's something you can talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly that.
Yeah, and I think that's what life has taught me. You know what I'm saying? From personal training, bodybuilding, boxing, and everything.
Yeah. So, on your journey, you've had a 10-year relationship.
Yeah. So where was that now? That was we're talking 2000, and when I started personal training, really, it was around them times. And I'd probably say so when I went abroad, that's, remember I said I was very obsessed and competitive and wanted to be the best I possibly can in personal training, in bodybuilding, etc. And it became everything. It was everything. So I put it in front of everything. Put it in front of relationship, put it in front of family, put it in front of friends, everything. It was just right. I'm earning money from this. I'm being successful, and who knows where I can take it. But it's all about me. This is what happens because you're competitive, and I've been competitive for years, climbing a ladder, and pushed everything aside. So again, like lost a relationship, moved away from it, then like moved abroad as a ratician. You know what I'm saying? So it was it all rolled into one. I was like, right, I'm just going to do this. And what happens is, instead of you embracing what's happened and being like, okay, let me change my life in that direction, all I did was just put more into what I was doing. And it kind of like, you know, like you're not changing the gears on a car. Yeah. And it starts to shake. You know what I'm saying? So kind of like it was time for me to change a gear and maneuver, but I didn't. Just put more into the same gear. And like these things can happen. And especially like with, you're pushing your body to an extreme at the cost of it. So you're like, right, it's all in. It's all in. So sometimes you might like, sacrifice a little bit of health as well to push your body to an absolute limit when it doesn't need to. You'll push your body physically in the gym. You push like everything. Not sleeping much because I'm constantly training. I'm just what it is. You're actually running away from things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of like just like this is what I'm saying. You learn your lessons. You can run away from things and be like, no, it's fine. I'm just going to do this. And then like I've done that multiple times in life, and it's when you see a pattern of it, you understand. Like your way of dealing with things is to focus on a career and focus on a bodybuilding, etc. When actually, like it's about being balanced. It's about being balanced so that you don't fall off track,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to allow yourself to be vulnerable sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Open up and allow people to say, this needs to improve, this isn't good, and this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See you from the outside.
Be open to criticism.
Exactly. Instead of constantly living from within.
Yeah.
Because it can be, you see it all the time, don't you? You see celebrities do it. Look at Conor McGregor, you know what I'm saying? Climb that ladder, and he was like, right, I'm going right to the top.
Mm-hmm.
And I think his alter ego just took over, you know, and then he got involved in, he just got a constant search for dopamine.
Yeah.
And I think it's that dopamine is masking things. It's a mask
Mm-hmm.
for other stuff. And eventually it's like Venom, Spider-Man and Venom, that Venom will take over. And before you know it, you're making very decisions that maybe, cost you things.
Yeah.
So it's all about balance, and I've learned that now. So, you know, even when I compete, then taking the time off and understanding things, you know what I'm saying? There's not better, but like there's other things in life as well.
Yeah.
And coming out, stepping back in allows you to have that fresh mindset to go all in, but water all the plants around you as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I've learned.
So you had a 10-year relationship, and you, during that, overly committed yourself to your bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Because that was a career for you at the time.
Yeah.
Along that way, you lost your partner.
Yeah. And also, like, you know, with that, the other things that come with it, like the house and all this stuff. And then, like, I even saw my business and was like, right, just sporadic decisions came from the back end of it. I'm just going all in. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm all in. And what it is, it changes your attitude to what's happening. So it's kind of like you're very like, oh, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So instead of like working things out or whatever, you're like, I'm gonna just do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just focus on this. Instead of like talking about it, figuring it out, what's actually happening, what you're doing, what's going on, you just go here. And I think a lot of athletes do it. You see it when you see other athletes talk about what happens with them. They just put their, what they call the blinkers on, woof, instead of actually going like, instead of opening them up and seeing what's going on, looking from a third person view, they're just like, right, I'm going there. Because, and I think that comes from, when we talk about like that start, you're looking in the mirror, you're feeling better, you're feeling good, progression, all the negativity just bounces off you, and you know, because you're in such an aura of positivity. So when things are going on in life, you think that that's going to be the same thing. But yes, it will allow you to not focus on it temporarily. But like when this has happened, it's happened.
Yeah.
When it's time to reflect on it, it's happened, it's gone now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it has its positives and its negatives. It can help you not focus on negatives, but it can also help you not focus on the things that need to be focused on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one thing I've learned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, a distraction will only last for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Talk about distraction techniques, but when that distraction ends,
yeah, and it distracted you from something that you probably shouldn't have distracted yourself from, then that can happen. And it can happen not just in relationships, it can happen in business, it can happen in anything. It can happen like people with their kids and stuff like that, and be like, oh no, he'll be fine, I'll be fine, and then that kid ends up worse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his behaviour gets worse and
Yeah.
worse. You know what I'm saying? Like in naivety, or like just put what do they call it? Brushing it under the carpet. You know, because it's easy to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the job, stressed out every single day. Someone's like abusing you or whatever, mentally abusing you and stuff. You go, it's fine. It's just a job, and then it adds up. And next thing you know, you bring it home, mashing up your relationship and stuff like that. Shouting at your partner leaves, and you're like, why was I like that? It's because of work. You could have left earlier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you would have left earlier, gone for a job that made you happy, you wouldn't have brought back all that stress, started drinking or whatever, or being abusive to your partner and taking it out on them. you would have always, if you could turn back time, you would have always made that change. But we shy away from those changes because maybe it's a £5 less or £3 less or whatever it may be. And then when you lose something that is money can't buy, you're like, well, I could have just took a £2 pay cut.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
The big picture again, isn't it? Like you take the easy routes in the short term, but then in the big picture, it's a whole
big,
different. Yeah.
It's a whole different ball game. It's a whole bit, and this is what happens in life. We reflect on things and go, man, that would have just, if I could have just done that, that's the better decision. But at the time, maybe it wasn't the easiest decision.
Yeah.
You know, or you were just laid back about it for, it will sort itself out and stuff like that. But it's always on reflection.
Yeah.
And I find now like wisdom comes from like, right, okay, reflecting on things that you've done in a pattern or people doing a pattern, and then looking around you and going, okay, am I following a pattern now? Is it a good pattern or a bad pattern? Are these patterns leading me to something good, or are these patterns leading me to something I've already done before that's bad? And then identifying it and cutting some off or improving some.
Yeah.
So perfect time, because it's the end of the year now, identifying things and saying, okay, rather than going, oh, I'm just, you know, I'm old now, so whatever, you know, I'm not, oh, you know what, nah, like just being like, it's a fresh year, having faith in yourself, new platform, boom, just gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? No matter how many times you've made mistakes or you fell over, get up, do again. You know what I'm saying?
There's always room for one more mistake.
100%. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just keep going, and you know, we watch films and stuff, we're always rooting for that person just to go again.
Yeah.
That's how you have to approach your life. You know, just go again. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like, I always see it as like, you have to parent yourself. You know, coaching someone is like, well, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. But you know, if you parent someone, like a kid or something like that, you always got to encourage them no matter what. Your kid wouldn't come home getting bullied and again he's got beat up again and go, don't worry, just take it. Just take it, it's fine. You're going to say, right, we're going to do this. You know what I'm saying? No matter how many times, come on, we're going to do this. You would always have that sound. You'd advise them to eat well. When you eat a KFC, you want them to eat chicken and rice. You know what I'm saying? Like something healthy. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what's best for them. You want the best for them, and you have to want the best for yourself. You have to see that inner child within yourself and be like, I'm here to parent that inner child. Still that inner child that had ambitions, that wanted to be a fireman or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Life beat him up a little bit, but it's still the child. It's still that inner child that I want to parent and be like, come on, let's go again. You know what I'm saying? Let's go again, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my message for anyone as well. Like, no matter how old you are, 30, 40, 50, 60, you know, if you're 60 years old, you could be the most impressive 60-year-old, whatever business you want to be in. You know, a person started they'll look back and say, this person started a business at 60, you know, and done more than 20-year-olds or 30-year-olds could do.
Yeah.
So every scenario you're in has a story behind it, a potential behind it.
Yeah, there's always time.
There's always time, no matter what. So when you look at like people doing things at 60, 70, joining a yoga class or whatever, and you think, oh, I'm 30, I'm 40, whatever it may be. It's motivation. It's motivation. Yeah. So yeah, there's always something to do. There's always something to make yourself proud of. And it's something that's always going to make things flipping. Now, if you can do that at that age, then, well, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, go again.
Yeah, back to the relationship. I'm going to flip the narrative a bit. So 10-year relationship, which ain't no joke. You know what I mean? That's a long time.
Yeah.
That's a decade.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of memories created, shared, good times, bad times, etc. And then when that ended, you just lost yourself in bodybuilding, concentrating on that, doing you, and that worked for you.
Yeah.
But then, in hindsight, later on down the line, obviously life turns how it is, and you're happy where you're at in life. But do you ever feel bad about that situation?
No. The person I was in a 10-year relationship with, I'm very, very happy for them as well, and we're still cool as well. So like, not we don't communicate regular, but like whenever I bump into them, like, oh, how's things? You know what I'm saying? So like, I've not like been around each other for so long. It's just positive. I know her family, she knows my family. Just bump into each other as if we were friends. You know what I'm saying? Same as like how two people that separated but still have kids will just like say, oh, how's blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Because there's communicate for the kid. It's that kind of thing. There's no spark there or anything, but we want the best for each other. So everything's cool in that aspect. It was like, what happened was after we parted ways, we spoke about it, decided to part ways, etc. and I was abroad anyway. She came back to like the UK. She was in the UK, so like I focused completely on bodybuilding, and I don't remember how long, but like I was in prep for a competition, big ones as well. Some big ones, and I think I won, like, we're talking like, might have been 5 overalls back to back. So 5 big competitions, won not just my category but the overall. Travelled abroad, won the world championships as well. Got a big check, big trophies, big prizes, and what it hit home was like in the UK, a few people were here, my friends and all this stuff, they came with me. In the abroad one, I went with the UK team, so it was just me really, but then I met with people over there that I didn't really know. So I'd won that competition, got a big check, a few £1,000, whatever, some supplements and stuff. And I was just tired, and I went back to the hotel. I just felt nothing. So I just won all these competitions, probably like 6, 7 competitions, and it just lost its meaning. Like after like the goal was done, and I had no more competitions after that. I'm like, well, what now? And I was just there in the hotel, just me, and I realised that like maybe this isn't it all. It's not just all bodybuilding. Maybe
at that point, did you think, yeah, I might have fucked up here?
You know what it was? It wasn't even that. It was just like it's just a reflection of, okay, so what now? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What now? Maybe this isn't just bodybuilding. Maybe it is. I don't know. And you start to you start to peel the onions and think, okay, so it's one of those ones. It'd been quite a while at that point, so it was like that was gone in there, but it was more like, okay, what do I do now? And I just felt like it was just empty. So no goal really. Do I just compete again? I just didn't know. And then like you start, because what it is like, when you have that clear goal, you don't think about things. You just, like I said, you just put things in the back of your head. And again, it comes from your, like I would say, your experience. But I was talking to Jan about this as well. Your emotional maturity as well. So like being able to see, you could be really wise and knowledgeable in like nutrition, in plastering, in like just so many different fields. You could be a highly educated politician, but if you're mature, like your emotional maturity or your emotional like wisdom isn't high in that field, you'll make the same mistakes a child will make. You know what I'm saying? So you could be a mathematician, like a lawyer, whatever. But if you haven't focused on this one, you're not gonna. It's not the cup's not full.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then it's trying to just fill that cup and not just be focused on all these other cups. So like I said, it's like you see top athletes who are surrounded by so many people that are full of knowledge, but they'll still make really silly mistakes. And it's because, like I said, that one area is not being focused on. Yeah, and us as men, sometimes we neglect that. Oh, like emotions, do you know what I'm saying? We'll push that to the side.
I've been married and divorced twice, man. I know the drill.
So you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And like we can make those, and after you're like, okay, maybe it was the fact that I hadn't focused on that side of things. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're just so focused on all these different things and not focused on this side. And like I said, that's where you mature as a man. You go, okay, cool. It's not just about avoiding these like emotions and the thought process around it as well. I think that's what makes you a man. Being able to look at it and be like, focus on it head on and go, okay, cool. I accept that this is, part of the part and parcel, of life and being a man as well, not just avoiding it.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have more knowledge, wisdom, maturity in that field. And then you'll understand things better. So you understand how your decisions affect another person. You understand how your decisions affect your life and you as well. And so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's where it becomes like it was a reflection. And then if you don't, in that reflection, that's the time to increase the maturity, whether it be emotional maturity, it could be financial maturity, it could be anything that's cost you at that particular time. You reflect on it, and if you don't enhance your knowledge in that area or learn from it, then you can repeat that. You could still repeat it, just not as fast. or you might be a bit more prolonged because you're a bit more wiser and stuff like that, but you can still make that mistake. It's when you focus on it completely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That comes from talking to people, not just yourself. So you get other people's opinions and stuff like that, and kind of like observations, and then breaking down your character, your strengths, your weaknesses, and then it's like a game, isn't it? You know, when you can change attributes in your character.
Yeah.
It's like that, isn't it? You have to do that.
Yeah, self-critique is one of the hardest things to do.
It really is. So say, people say, oh yeah, nah, focus on that. But when you really do it, when you put yourself in uncomfortable positions, you know what I'm saying? And that's, I think, the biggest thing. Put yourself in uncomfortable positions to grow. It's kind of like any goal though, isn't it? You have a client, they don't want to be in the gym. If they don't want to be in the gym, they're not going to put themselves in that uncomfortable environment.
Yeah.
And then nothing's going to happen because they're not in an environment of growth. And it's the same with like business. If you don't want to read a book on financial literature, then you won't never have that knowledge, or watch a podcast on it or whatever, because it's uncomfortable for them.
Yeah.
And I think I ain't got the time for it or whatever. Until you make that step to put yourself in an uncomfortable position to grow, you won't. So yeah, I'm definitely coming into this year now being like, okay, cool. Just analysing myself, being around good people, being around the right people. And put yourself in a condition to grow. You know what I'm saying? Because you can, like I said, you can isolate yourself. You can be around wrong people, and you just go around wrong paths, repeat things and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, living and learning, man. Living and learning.
While we're on the subject of you opening up and thoughts and feelings, have you ever struggled with it? Because like people can look at you. And people look at me and they say I'm like covered in tattoos and that. They're more likely to think I'm going to rob you than open up to you.
Yeah.
Whereas the people are going to look at you and say, look at this unit of a man. Like he's, do you know what I mean? Got a fucking body of Zeus. And now he wants to talk to me about his feelings and cry.
Yeah. This is
Do you find that hard?
Yeah. What it is, I think with anything, you see when you'll see, obviously Ricky Hatton recently passed, and I think it's, suicide and stuff like that. And with me, I believe in his case, he was such a figure, an inspiring figure for many people. He felt like people looked up to him. He was leading from the front like a lone wolf, and felt that he couldn't open up for that reason because people depended on him not to. And I feel like that puts that pressure on him where he thinks, down on himself. I need to be this, I need to be that. So this is such a foreign feeling to me that I shouldn't be feeling this. Something's wrong, can't figure it out, and it crushed him. You know what I'm saying? Crushed him, man. There's there's a scenario, not recently, but like just a scenario previous years where a guy just died of natural causes, and I think it's down to stress. I think it was down to stress. So a lot of stress was going on in his life. Like relationship problems and financial problems and all kinds of problems, and I feel like maybe he was making wrong decisions in his life. Could have been, whether it be like drug, alcohol, I have no idea, but that caused it to happen because he was fairly young. And these things, when I see them and hear about them, I see that it comes from a lot of people that are, whether they're parents, whether they're athletes, whether they're of a certain stature where people look up to them. So they see them as a strong figure. And so it's hard for them to, put any kind of different persona on it.
Change their image.
Their image, you know what I'm saying? And that's what can crush a man. It can crush a man, you know what I'm saying? Because they can feel like they can't talk to people about their problems and stuff. They can't open up about it. You know what I'm saying? And the toughest thing is, we'll go to the gym and we'll just train and just feel better about it and just forget it for a bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's good to analyse, to talk about it and analyse it. So me personally, I'm okay being open about things because I feel like it will inspire other people too as well. But also just makes it relatable for people too, because everyone's going through something. Everyone. People hide it. But even people that it seems like they've got everything sorted. You never know how they're sorting these things out, and 1 week off work could change everything, and they're on a tightrope and they're vaping, smoking, drinking to keep themselves on a level. You just never know. Of course, some people have got it all, laid out and stuff like that. You just got to be happy for those people. But a lot of people, they're on a tightrope. They're on a tightrope and they've got problems and they've got issues and they're thinking about things from the past and it's getting them down and like they just don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So because they don't talk about it, other people feel like no one else is going through problems and it's just them. And then they feel isolated, they feel like weaker than people. And really, we're all going through some stuff. I think it's just easier to talk about it and just embrace it. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's more courageous because we're like, you know what? This is out there in the open, but I'm tackling it.
But how did it take you to get to that mindset of just fuck it, I'll own it?
Yeah, you know what it is? It's, like I said, it's like everyone's going to go for problems and stuff like that. And it's like, I just don't care how anyone would judge me for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say I'm going through like crazy problems or anything like that. Everyone just has their imperfections. Everyone has little bits of drama here and there. Everyone has thoughts where their life could be better. Everyone has thoughts of like they could have more things. You know, like it's just how life goes.
Yeah, but for some men, some thoughts in the moment, which are, you can look back at them and they mean nothing, but in the moment they could mean everything. And it's
100%.
Some people take their lives over
100%.
a feeling in the moment.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
a relationship breakdown, people think like, how am I going to live? Like I've just lost my rock, or I've been with for 10 years, or I lean on, and now I've lost my kids, I've lost my house, and then
it happens, man. And I've, like I said, I've seen it happen as well. That's the toughest thing. I've seen it happen too. And I think coming from like life experience, a lot of it comes from within, how you feel within yourself. So try not to rely on like short dopamines because they'll take control of you. Drugs, alcohol, sometimes even things that are going to distract you, like you said, but like overcompensating on a sport. Like you always want to be able to say, right, this is like the gym is my therapy, but I still have to tackle this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I still need to talk about this. So it could be a career change. So it could be like some people, they're in a career that's bringing the rest of their life down. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, like some women have careers that actually degrade them, but their partner doesn't like it. They have to make a choice whether they're going to stay in it or lose a partner. They have like some men who are in like careers where they never see their family. They don't have a relationship no more because they're never there. They're going to have to make a choice because eventually, if they don't fix that balance, the family's gone and they're going to wish they did it earlier. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things like with their kids and stuff like that. There's things that need to be tackled that people avoid, but at the same time as well, there has to be a balance of doing something you enjoy, but at the same time being able to, you know, water the plants around you as well. Yeah. So I think it's as long as with me, I write things down and I go, right, okay, even if I'm like, this is going to stay the same as it is for the next 3 months or 6 months, and it's going to be uncomfortable. I'm not going to like it, but I'm going to do it. Even if I don't like the position I'm in now, I might make it worse. I might take 2 steps back to take 3 steps forward. As long as I write it down and I can see a plan, it makes me feel better about going into uncomfortable situations. If I don't write it down and plan it, I'm very nervous about making steps forward because I don't know whether it's going to pull me back instead and I'm going to feel even worse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We've always got things to think about now, things that we think are regrets and stuff like that. But if you write it clearly down on pen and paper, and sometimes speaking to someone, some people might be a therapist, but what's funny is like in my job as a personal trainers are like therapists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We speak to our clients, they tell us our problems and stuff like that. You have a coach, you tell them what's going on, they give you solutions and stuff like that. So it could be as simple as that. It could be that, it could be a person in the gym, it could be a friend, a partner, anyone. Like it's about working together. And I've had them spells where I've tried to tackle everything on my own and isolate myself. It's never good. It's never good, you know what I'm saying? Unless you're on some crazy trajectory going 100 miles an hour in the right direction, you know, even then, you might make a wrong choice. You know, it's like a car. If you've got 100 miles an hour in a car, all it takes is one little thing and it's done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you always need people around you. So as long as you've got the good people around you, it will be okay. Write it down, plan it down, you feel better. When you're constantly just got thoughts bouncing around in your head, you haven't written down, you haven't thought about them, you haven't planned them, you can't see no way out. That's when you see people make drastic and really regrettable choices. Yeah. So planning it down, it helps you to feel better.
Do you think that's why a lot of men ain't talking? It's just that macho image.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you've got like Andrew Tate, etc., who are super alpha and stuff, but we seen him, he had a fight the other day, he got battered and he looked terrible. So it's not always how you perceive it. You know what I'm saying? It's not always how you perceive it. I think like There has to be a balance. There really does. Like we are animals at the end of the day, and our biology is all instinctively so. You know, you got to react in certain ways to certain things and stuff, and you have to, like, some people react angrily to things all the time. It's going to cost them in the long run, no matter what, whether they get into a fight, whether they lose a partner, whatever. That if that flame is not controlled, it's going to spread fire. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, yeah, sometimes it is about people's ego, sometimes the macho image and stuff, but actually it has to be tamed, it has to be controlled. You know what I'm saying? A bit like a dog. If you've got a dog that's out of control or has a tendency to, that's going to be a problem sometime. So it's all down to the individual, really. If the individual always wants to follow a direction, sometimes there's not much you can do for them.
Yeah.
If they're not willing to help themselves and be like, you know what, I'm gonna, you know, there has to be balance at some point. They're not going to change it. So that's one thing I've learned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I think it is hard for a lot of men. Like, you're your normal everyday man, works 5-6 days a week, gets back from work, he has the kids, he ain't got time to go to the gym. He doesn't want to go to the gym. Do you know what I mean? He's just grafted 9 hours, and he's got the kids, he wants to spend time with them. Before he gets up and does it again, fair enough, that's understandable. He ain't got time to go down to the pub with the boys when the cost of living crisis, that can't happen anyway. His missus won't let him because she'd rather the money go to the lecky. And like, as a man, you're isolated then. Yeah,
the burden comes down on a man a lot because they have the greater responsibility. You know what I'm saying? It's never going to be like someone's going to come along and look after anything at all. Never. It's not going to happen. So it comes down to a fact of, like, you know, you really have to be something. You know, sometimes when you go through, obviously everyone goes through highs and lows in life. And the higher you've been in life, the worse the low feels. You feel inadequate as a man. Your confidence goes with that, your charisma goes with that, all these things, because men are providers and stuff. So there is a social pressure, but also the pressure as a man as well. So this is where the overworking comes from. So I've done it in the past, like I said, when it was bodybuilding, I just gave everything to it. And it wasn't, because it wasn't just about bodybuilding, it was about money too. It's how I earned money as well. So it was like, I'm going to give absolutely everything to this, and I was earning a lot of money. The digits were going up. I was getting more muscle and stuff. So I thought everything was okay. You know, no matter what else is going on, this is going in the right direction, so everything's fine. And then, like I said, you lose track of a goal and realise that all you've got is this. So no matter how rich you are, how much muscle you've got, how much great shape you've got, it's all you've got. You've nothing else. You've lost everything else just to focus on getting this. And yeah, with money, you can impress women and you can buy houses and cars and stuff like that, but there's no value to it. There's no value to what's going in your house, into your car, because you've lost it's no sentimental value to it, you know what I'm saying, because you've lost everything except that material thing that you chased, you know what I'm saying, all these little substantial goals and stuff. So you have to have like a balance of multiple cups that you're filling, you know what I'm saying. So it's better to have all these cups half full than 2 full and 8 empty.
Yeah, of course.
That's what sometimes destroys men and stuff. And a lot of men think, as long as I've got money, it's fine. Women will come and buy new cars and houses and stuff. These are the things that cause you to reflect later on in life on your decisions, and like, what value did you have? Were the experiences real? Were the people around you real? And what did you leave behind? Did you leave behind something real? It's one of those things, isn't it? Could I have been a better man if I'd have focused on this? Could I have met better people if I did this choice? So, and that all comes from being around the right people as well. You know what I'm saying? The right people around you make better choices. You tend to make better choices as well. If you're around people that have a bit egotistical, over-focused on working, so you'll do the same things they do. You'll make the same mistakes they make, abuse people, make wrong decisions, waste money, do all these things, you know, mistreat employees and stuff. You'll follow that suit because you think they're obviously going to glamorize it in a certain way, and you'll think that's the way out. But the way out was always looking at yourself and improving yourself as a person, as a man. When you improve yourself as a man, I find that the pressures of life are a little bit easier. So like you might think, especially if you're around the right people, the right misses, etc. You don't need these material things to make you happy. You know, you can have conversations about certain things, certain experiences. A walk, like, for example, I've been on walks, might be an hour-long walk in somewhere with someone, and there's zero context to any conversation, any kind of bond or anything like that. You can go like on an hour walk to absolutely like just a random, like it's not even a nice place with another person, and it's 200 times better. There's context to the conversation, you're enjoying this good company, having a laugh and stuff like that. And you could have paid to go, you could have been in Maldives or something, you know what I'm saying? But so thousands of pounds to be here with this person, nothing. And then you could be on a Broad Street, you know what I'm saying, with this person for half an hour, and it's a better experience. So it comes down to all the people you're around and like understanding that it's not about the material things, you know what I'm saying, it's about the context, and those contexts are built on experiences, you know, and just being around good people. When good people are around good people, it's not about money. You know what I'm saying? It's not about money, it's not about your business, your muscle or anything like that. It's just what's within. Yeah. So I think that's what I've learned is when you're around the right people, you just know. You just know.
I think it is hard stripping it back. You do a lot of things and it feels good in the moment. If this feels like right, like I'm doing what I want to do. Like when I was going, like during my first marriage, I was young, I was 21, 22. I was still a kid, like I was out on the gear every weekend with the boys while my poor wife was at home, and I thought I'm living the dream here, doing what I want. And then obviously that ended up in divorce. And I thought,
you don't realise at the time?
It was just me now. And then I was chasing women then, and like you said, like I'd meet these women, do whatever with them, then you'd lie there afterwards, and I'd think, fucking hell, you're boring, you are. Like Jesus Christ. Like,
and it just makes the situation worse.
It
just makes it worse. And you understand, you start learning, there's context. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how, it could be a pastry model, could be Beyonce or whatever, you would trade that for a real woman. Like you have real connection, real context. You know what I'm saying? Like this is nothing. You can spend thousands of pounds on trying to impress somebody or this woman, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's nothing. Nothing. And you could spend £10 just going to a restaurant or cinema or whatever, and it's 10 times better. 10 times better. And then you realise, don't you? And you realise it was never about this or that and all these dopamine, like you said, these high dopamines. You forget about what actually makes you happy. Because it's such a high for you to like take drugs or drink or like you're in the gym and these you know what I'm saying? These dopamines are so high, you forget about the stability, the foundational happiness. Because the foundational happiness is lower but more consistent, whereas these shock waves are going to be like right up here, then down, then up, and you're trying to keep yourself at the very top instead of just trying to keep it like this. If you build on this foundation, these dopamine hits, they're going to be even higher, but you remember that this is going to increase as well. If you keep building on the foundation's going to rise and rise and rise and rise, and then you'll need them dopamine hits less. So like, you know, you all need dopamine hits as well. But remembering the foundation is key, isn't it, man? It's key. And like I said, we've all made them mistakes, man. Especially from young. When you're young, you're so naive to it because it's normally the people around you. You know, like I said, school. Everyone's fucking about. Everyone's dusting about. You will do it because everyone else is doing it. Everyone else is going to house parties. Everyone else is just on the parks drinking cider. Everyone else it's just normal. And then when you get a bit older, you're like, man, that was such a waste of money. I was spending I wasn't even earning that much money on my student job or whatever, and I was just spending it on like nonsense. You know what I'm saying? It could have been your mortgage, it could have been this. You know what I'm saying? Like, had your life sorted from early, but you follow everyone's doing the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? So these things happen, and the crazy thing is sometimes when life throws things at you, it's for a reason. You might have a kid and then suddenly you're like, right, well, this has to go and this has to go. It's forced you to do it. And then like when you're not forced to do it, that's when you continue to repeat mistakes. So sometimes even when bad things happen, it might seem like or big things happen, shall I say. When big things happen that, you know, change the trajectory of your life, it's for a reason, whether it's good or bad. Whether it's good or bad, it's for a reason. It's time to adapt. So it's just a calling.
So what I found with me, that period in my life, like I was going out every weekend doing the gear. I was the only one on gear. My friendship group, I was the only one.
So you was the guy.
I was that guy.
He was the guy.
Like, it was the devil inside me. Obviously, it turned out a few years later I got diagnosed bipolar. It obviously explained a lot to me. But I was that guy that I was the only one
yeah,
doing coke.
yeah,
Like I split my time between like Warsaw and London at the time. My first wife was from London.
Yeah.
Down there, there's all on the gear.
yeah.
That's where I got on it.
Yeah.
And then I'd come back up here, and it's just I'm the only one.
Yeah, because it was like in London, it's so fast paced.
Yeah.
It's so fast paced. It's all going on down there, and everyone's trying to make a buck, you know. And it's like the party scene's so high down there. I can imagine, man. And like I said, it's like there's so much going on.
Yeah.
In London, there's so much going on. I lived down there for a short period of time. There's just so much going on.
You're weird if you're not doing drugs.
Yeah. It's crazy out there, man. It's crazy out there. So, yeah, it happens, man. It happens, and like, well, it depends what like area you're from, obviously, as well. But I've learned that like, area is massively important. You know, where you live is key.
Oh, mate, 100%.
It's key, man.
100%.
It's key. Even more so if you got kids, but just in general. If you, there's one thing of like, if you can go outside your house, walk around in your area, and the vibe is happier. Like, just people are generally happier. The shops, like, people welcome you, say hi, how you doing? You're local. The people are out on the lawn and you say hi and stuff. That's positivity 24/7, no matter what. If it's just everyone's grumpy, no one likes each other, and it's like everyone's locked in the house, just go to work, come back, lock themselves in. The corner shops are like, there's like just selling alcohol and betting shops and stuff. It's just mayhem. It's just chaos. You know what I'm saying? It's not good for anyone. The people don't recognise it, and you know you'll avoid your own area. Sometimes it's just grey and negative, and you're locking your doors all the time. This can't be good for your mental health, because it's like work's tough, and you come home to something like an area where you're home, you don't feel safe.
Yeah.
You're not, you know, it's negative people. So I think like the people, like I said, the people you're around is everything. I've learned that. So trying to be like one in good surroundings, around good people, you have good direction, and I think that's key to life. If your area is just full of drug dealers, or your workplace is just full of whatever, or your friendship circle, it's just too tough.
Yeah, but
it's too tough.
My point of view is you can't help where you're from, but you can help where you're going.
Yeah, 100%. As long as you've got a plan. So even if someone's in a rough area now, as long as they don't think that this is where I need to be, this is my home, you know, good things will happen. Because it will push you, motivate you to get out. You know what I'm saying? It's like some people are like, right, this is my area, and they represent it, and like pride in the area, and it's rough, and it's like nothing's positive happening there, loads of robberies and stuff like that. As long as you're motivated to get out, you will work hard for what you've got to do to get out. If you've got pride in it, you'll just stay around that negativity.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all about where you're going, man. Same with your job. It might be a tough job, but as long as there's progression, it's fine. As long as you're like, let me do the hard work, and within 1 year, I'm going to be in a better position. If not, I'm moving jobs. You have that ultimatum with yourself. I'm going to work as hard as I can for 1 year. If they don't give me the promotion at the end of the year, as I've asked them, I'm out. I need to go into something different because I'm not enjoying where I'm at. Otherwise, I'll just repeat the same year over and over again and be unhappy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm trying to make them changes now to this year to be like, is it filling my cup or pouring it out?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's okay if I can't change it straight away, as long as I've got a plan. If I've got a plan with anything, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a plan in life.
You need a plan.
It keeps your mind focused, it keeps you driven.
Yeah.
And you're going somewhere, then there's a destination.
Yeah. So there's like, what do they call it? A means to an end.
Yeah.
So no matter what's happening, you know it's for a reason. It's fine. I can endure it now because better days are coming. When you don't have that end goal of this is coming or that's coming or this is my target, that's where you feel frustrated and depressed.
Yeah.
Because you feel trapped. You feel like this is going to be a reoccurring thing and there's no light at the end of the tunnel. So same in the relationship. If you just think this is going to be how it's going to be for the rest of it, you're going to have to leave. If this is how it's going to be for the rest of my life, with no change, I have to go. Simple. Because there's no, we've had a conversation, it's changing, or we've had a conversation and that person's going to, you know, at the end of the year, we're going to get married, or whatever the thing is. If there's no light at the end of the tunnel, it's going to reoccur. Gotta go. Same in the job. It's going to reoccur. There's no promotion. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. Out. I'm out at the end of the year. Like, you know what I'm saying? So anything in terms of like a goal, in terms of Bodybuilding, it might be like you say, right, this is my goal at the end of the year. If I don't achieve it, I'm out, because there is nothing else for me to do. You know what I'm saying? Boxers do it all the time, don't they?
Yeah.
They say, right, I've got a big fight coming up. That's gonna, push me to go to the, I don't know, fight for national, whatever it may be. If I lose this one, I'm taking steps back. I'm done, because it's too far back, and I've got other things to focus on in life.
Yeah.
To give himself that ultimatum, it's more pressure, but it's like it's gonna either create a diamond or crash.
Yeah.
So sometimes the pressure's good. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about using it, identifying what's gonna happen. If there's means to an end, great, enjoy it. If not, time for something else.
Like again, mate, it's that big picture, short-term loss for big-term gain.
Big-term gain.
That's exactly what it is.
Exactly that, man. So hopefully in 2026, man, big things. Just gotta keep planning things, and hopefully we run towards them. Yeah, man.
Right, the bodybuilding, 100 awards over.
Yeah, nearly in bodybuilding. I've got others in football. I haven't played semi-pro, boxing, athletics, bodybuilding. I think it's about 90 something. So we're nearly there. So maybe this year we get to 100. Yeah, maybe we'll see.
But that is impressive. That is impressive.
Cheers, if all goes well. Thanks.
How many calories do you eat a day?
Calorie wise, I actually at the moment I don't count. I'm in what they call a health phase. So it's kind of like after a strenuous season, you give your body some rest, you give your mind some rest, and you take things a little bit easier. So I'm eating every 2 hours, but it's going to be random. So it's like chicken and rice. I might have a chicken wrap. I might have sweet potato and beef, etc. Giving myself a mental rest from the counting and stuff like that. Generally, in an off season, might be like 6,000. When I'm dieting, might be like four starting. Yeah. So it's kind of like we try and pack on some after this like health phase where I give my body and mind some rest. Pack on a little bit of size and trim it down, and hopefully we get the pro card. We're going to go for a pro card, so we're going to see what's going on. But just taking it one step at a time. So if I push myself, it's kind of like an ultimatum, like go big or go home. Yeah. So we'll see. But as long as I enjoy it, if I'm not enjoying the process, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not gonna do it. So that's going to be an interesting thing for me. So taking this time out, waiting for the right time, and whenever that right time is, then we'll run it, man. So yeah, at the moment it's just eating every 2 to 3 hours. It's trying to get a good amount of sleeping, enjoying my training, and I'm doing all those things at the moment. But yeah, when it comes down to a diet, it's gonna be about 4,000 calories. I try to start high so that I can gradually bring it down, through the prep. So I'm not going too low. Yeah, that's where I'm at, like diet wise at the moment. Yeah.
That is a lot. We spoke before this started, when I was bulking for this fight I had in May, I was on 5,000, and that was a struggle. It was a struggle at first, and it got to the point I was hungry all the time.
Yeah, and it adds up, man. Like if I'm backing up at a size, it's going to be like at least 6,000. But yeah, dieting about 4. I think because your metabolism, you're trying to get your metabolism to increase as well. So that's an important one for me. Getting my metabolism increased, so that I'm burning more efficiently, but also utilising the food more efficiently as well. So I'm just eating, I'll have my breakfast and then alternate between snacks and meals throughout the day. Shakes post-workout, before bed, and whenever I'm out and I can't get to a meal. Yeah, so I'm always getting that 2 to 3 hour interval no matter what, man. So yeah, so far so good, and we'll see if I can just keep it consistent, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
boxing as well, undefeated.
Yep. Only 5, so 5-0 at the moment. So it's been good. Taking a bit of time off, but once I've done this health phase, I've given my body some rest, and I'm back into like training camp and stuff, because I enjoy the training as well. It's strenuous, and it's hard to do it alongside bodybuilding, but I use it as the cardio. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just making sure that I use it to help myself get fit. Do it a different way so I don't get any niggles or injuries and stuff like that. And it's gonna keep me more composed going into things and just more focused. You know what I'm saying? So I ultimately I love it. So I'm gonna do it the cardio aspect, regardless. And we'll see if I step back in the ring next year. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see, man. But it's tough just doing the two, the bodybuilding and the boxing together. So we'll see. But ultimately, like I said, I'm gonna start And as long as I'm enjoying it, all will be good, man.
Yeah.
We'll have to get a session in.
100%, yeah, 100%.
Definitely, man.
Last topic, steroids. I'm an advocate for them. I think there's no harm in them. If you want to put them in your body, it's no different to people in Manjaro. You've still got to work hard. It's not a cheat. It's just an enhancer. It's like a push-up bra. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, performance enhancers, they're quite obviously big in this industry, you know, and people are, you know, in general, whether it be TRT, whether it be higher doses of test, whether it be a full-on course, you know, and across the world, many people do take performance enhancers for many different reasons, not just in bodybuilding, in every sport, even down to darts for stability and stuff like that, and endurance, crazily enough. So literally every sport it's used. There are natural comps and unnatural, well, tested and untested as well. So there seems to be like a bit of a segregation between the two, but really for me there should be a unity. Really, everyone's doing the same thing and stuff. Everyone's, you know, training hard, dieting hard, etc. It's just some choose to take it to another level. You know, it's just a bit like you know, amateurs and pros in boxing.
Yeah,
they're just taking it to another level. Some people saying amateurs, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But at the moment, I think what's happening is, especially with the internet, misinformation comes out a lot. So people, and it's easier to get hold of as well.
Yeah.
So back in the day, you'd see, like, you know, someone would have to know a guy or have to know a gym owner who would get proper advice and stuff like that. Now you can just order it off the internet. So you can get a 15-year-old kid that could use a PayPal account and just order a course.
I know 20-year-olds with going on.
Yeah, 100%. Like from 12, 13, if they've got as long as they've got like a PayPal account or something, or, you know, they can just buy whatever from the internet. So it's that aspect is really dangerous, because, like I said, they're not getting it from someone. There's no advice attached. But they're just Googling stuff, which is very vague, and then they'll double it, and it can get a bit messy in that aspect. But like I said, it's something that is advised by doctors. It's medication, etc. Testosterone, men's testosterone drops as well, and it just helps to normalize things. You know what I'm saying? So it happens in the industry. Obviously, there's no hiding away from it. There's no way that Mr. Olympia can't be on it. You know, people would be naive to think that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it serves its purpose, but as long as it's in the right hands, under the right guidance, so that people are keeping themselves healthy and not overdoing it, because a lot of people just wing it, man. They wing it like badly. And like I said, it's always good to get, you know, like knowledge from other people as well, because we have certain knowledge in aspects. You know, again, I'm a coach. I advise people on these things as well. So I've got a certain amount of knowledge, but there's also people that have more knowledge than me, you know, and I might need their knowledge, etc. So it's all about, no matter what, it's like we spoke about earlier. Some people are very macho about things, like, right, I'm going to take hold of this and I'm going to do it, and I'm secretive, I'm isolating. But actually, it's about coming together as a unit. It's like a wolf pack. You know what I'm saying? The wolf pack, like, again, out of all the animals, like wolves and eagles and stuff, them are the things that fascinate me because of their approach to things. You know what I'm saying? Their formations. It's not just winging things. It's logical. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why the lone wolf is where he is. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why the women and children of wolves are in the middle. There's a reason why the eldest, the injured or the older at the top. And it's the same thing in this industry as well. You've got to be like, okay, I need a team around me. I need a team around me that's going to push me in the right direction. This person knows this, that person knows that. They're going to guide me in this direction, and they're going to guide me in that direction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And without that, you just end up being, in the wild, vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? To bad things.
Yeah.
Got to get a good team around you so that you know what you do and you can just run at things. I think with that, it's perfectly fine. Without that, yeah, it's trouble. It's trouble.
Yeah. I think there's just that much information on the internet nowadays. That many people spouting it. You don't know what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah, that's it. And this is why, like, I think it's one of those things that, like, you need to hire a coach, go into this with the right attitude, that you're going to improve your life, focus on your health, and do things properly. You know what I'm saying? Without that mindset, you're gonna make bad decisions.
Yeah.
You're gonna make bad decisions. It's gonna lead to more bad decisions, and we all know where that goes. You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of people who are against it, they think like I could just jab steroids now, a bit of tests, and look like you instantly, without realising actually, yeah, you can jab, but you also an incredible amount of hard work goes into it.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. Like, you'd be surprised. I mean, it's crazy because you'd be surprised. There's like some, you know, obviously I've coached people for a long time, and I've coached natural athletes that have just grown, you know, and lost tons of weight, and they look fantastic, and you'd be adamant that they were on stuff, but they're not. They're really not. And then there are people that have been on stuff and nothing's happened. Like, they've made no progress. Nothing's happened. That, you know, if anything, they probably not look worse, but just like things just got worse. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they haven't progressed in a manner that they should. So it's not down to anything like that. It's literally down to mindset, hard work, and then allowing you to utilize your genetics to a certain potential. You know, whether that's assisted or non-assisted, but ultimately it's going to come down to the hard work. It's going to come down. The results are going to come no matter what, as long as hard work is incorporated in there. Just, you know, like I said, if you've got bad genetics, then it can give you a little bit of a motivation and push and a drive for what you actually deserve. But you might just have great genetics and you might not need it at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all down to the individual, but 99% of it comes down to that person and how much they want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Completely agree. It's like anything in life, yeah.
Like anything, man, all comes down to it. You can have someone who's got inherited a lot of money. If they ain't got the right mindset, it's gonna go.
Yeah.
It's gonna get. You can have someone who's got nothing. If you've got the right mindset, they'll find a way. So it's about, you know. But like I said, if you're around people that are privileged, and you're privileged, you're not gonna have that grit and determination. If you're around people that haven't got it but want it, and you ain't got it, you're gonna want it too. You're gonna find a way. You're gonna follow what they're doing and stuff like that. If it's a mixture, you can find the strengths and weaknesses of each other, but ultimately, like, it all comes down to how much you want it.
Yeah.
No matter what your circumstances, like I said, whether you've got it or you haven't, if you want it, you'll get it or you'll get more. Simple. Simple. That's what it comes down to, man.
Like I said before we started, like steroids, like look at people who go running for a living. Like, you could have a 10-pound pair of trainers and he could have 1,000 pair.
Yeah.
He's got the advantage over you because he's still running as hard and training as hard. He's just got that advantage, and that's all steroids is, I believe. But it's just you're jabbing it into your body.
Yeah. You'll get 10 tons of opinions on it, man. But like I said, 9 times out of 10, you'll see that the people that apply themselves and have been working hard, irrespective of whether they ever use anything or not, those guys are successful. And if someone's not successful in their own goal, it's just come down to the fact that they haven't got it in them. You know what I'm saying? So they would never understand, kind of. So it doesn't matter. So, like, for anyone who is or isn't on it, you got to ignore that noise and just do your thing. You know what I'm saying? It will come. It will come.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Having faith in your ability, no matter what, whether people are using performance enhancers or not, it all comes down to, like, what's in here. You know what I'm saying? And what's in here as well. Because it can be a bad thing as well. People can take things and think, oh, it's just going to come easy and not work hard.
Yeah.
And it can be about the opposite direction as well. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think it's just all going to come down to the individual and how hard they work.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What's your opinion on this Mounjaro phase at the minute, and the other one everyone's blasting into?
A similar thing. So like which two types as well. So, like I said, it's like some people, especially when they get to a certain age, their body isn't working to its full potential. They're not 20 years old anymore. Their metabolism's not great. Their blood sugar levels are not great. Whether it be from certain habits or genetics or wherever it may be, their body's just not functioning in a particular way, and they need a little bit of assistance, and that's completely fine. You know,
of course,
completely fine. And there's people that have never tried first to diet. So it's two completely different people. So there's people that have never tried to improve their lifestyle, never tried to make sacrifices, and just want the easy way out. And these people will put the weight straight back on. You know what I'm saying? Or they won't work hard enough to get it off in the first place. So it can work as a disadvantage as much as an advantage. So these things can help the body, because the body lacks certain things that it once had and doesn't have anymore. And being able to supply it with what it once had is actually restoring you back to a natural setting anyway. You had all these things in your body, you had a higher testosterone level, you had a higher metabolism, you had all these things in the first place. You're trying to support the body to have it again. But ultimately, like I said, if you don't work hard, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So like I said, some people just need to change their lifestyle and it will happen regardless. So their body's not as bad as what they thought. Their metabolism's still okay, it just needs kickstarting. Testosterone's not as low. It just needed to certain improvements in their, their diet, etc., and start training. That will improve. But then there's other people that really need help. So it has its place for sure. It definitely has its place.
Of course, yeah, because it is meant for diabetics.
Yeah. And like I said, it's like even like medications for AIDS victims that can no longer. There's just so many. It has its place for certain people that are just not in a position to. They're not on the same level playing field as everyone else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like their body has deteriorated and they need help. They need an external help as well as a physical help. But not everybody. So it has its place, but on a 50-50 scale.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more people just abusing it because they're lazy.
Exactly.
I think that's just how it is.
Exactly.
I've seen with my own eyes somebody be on there for 6 months, spend £1,000 on it, been off it 6 weeks,
and it just
put half a stone back on already.
Because they didn't change their habits. They
didn't change their mindset.
They haven't changed their mindset. Yeah. They just thought that this was going to magically happen. And like I said, these things, they just see it, just like I said, after they come off or do whatever they've got to do, same habits are in place. It's just got to come back 10 times. Retain more water, and put body fat on faster because the body's missed it. But if some people are willing to apply themselves, then it's a good aid. So it all just comes down to the individual. Yeah, the individual for sure, man. So sometimes it's good to not have it at all, because you're at least going to think, right, I just need to work hard. Yeah,
just change that mindset. If you're unhappy with how you look, then change it. Stop eating.
Exactly. If you've done absolutely everything you possibly could and nothing's worked, and you've worked with coaches who've done everything they could and it didn't work, then there's no other option. But people don't put themselves in that position first. You know what I'm saying? So at least get there first. To know, and then at least you've drained that towel. There's no other option at that point. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, okay, you need a bit of assistance. But if you can do it with anything really, so if you can earn lots of money without killing yourself for 20 hours a day or whatever, do it. But then if you can't, you're gonna have to go to work for 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? There has to be a compromise. If you can do something, like the more efficient way first, that's great. If not, you're gonna have to, look for alternatives. Yeah, definitely. So that's how I look at it. Anyway. Yeah.
No, I agree. Matt, I can sit here all day and talk about gym and weight loss and all that.
Because we relate so much to things. You know what I'm saying? We relate so much to things, and I think you've had so many experiences in your life, and you've overcome it, and you're doing big things now. And I think like many men, we've been through a lot of experiences, and it's good to talk about it, isn't it? And see, even though we've had different walks of life, we've encountered certain things that have similarities and stuff. And we are, at the end of the day, we are just canvases, that we just want to express things. We want to express ourselves. Like, for example, for yourself, it'd be like tattoos. That's your creative art. For me, it might be a muscle, like a sculpture. Ultimately, we're all artists at the end of the day, and we're all creative, and we all want to paint a picture. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're trying to do in life, and I think that's a positive thing. We're trying to, instead of scratch other people's lives, we're trying to scratch our own and draw our own pictures. Yeah. So it all comes down to that. So when you see somebody who's also has passion, a creative, an artist, I think you always relate to them.
Yeah, real recognise as real.
Bounce off each other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Bounce off each other.
But you, mate, what would you say now to any lads listening who are struggling with their mental health? What would you say?
I would say 2026 is round the corner. Pen and paper. Get a pen and paper out and plan everything that you're going to become at the end of 2026, and be able to say, right, month 1, 2, 3, right up to 12, and what you're going to do to achieve it. So, it's one of those things where if you allow thoughts to constantly bounce off one another inside your head, it becomes overwhelming. There's no track record of things. You don't know what you thought about yesterday, 2 weeks ago, or a month. You don't know how to piece these puzzles together and connect the dots. When it's on pen and paper, it's like a breath of fresh air when you can see it in front of you and connect the dots. Draw a line through something, change it, put this new thing in place, take this out, and constantly change that Rubik's Cube until you've got you put a firm plan. Once you've got that, you'll run at it. Every morning, reminding yourself of what's written down on the pen and paper, what you want to achieve by the end of the year, by the end of the month, by the end of the week, what you need to do today to do it, what you need to do tomorrow to do it. And if you're keeping yourself accountable, it's all in front of you. It's not at the back of your mind that you forgot about or anything like that. It's right in front of you. And you can see how many times you failed last week. And it might be an improvement this week. If it's not an improvement, you know that next week it needs to be an improvement, and constantly keeping yourself accountable. If you can't keep yourself accountable, you get someone to keep yourself accountable. Person, a partner, a friend, a coach, anyone. To make sure that you're not just writing it down so you can see it, but then you're reconfirming it with another person to keep yourself accountable. And if you keep yourself accountable, you'll get there because you're accountable. It's like a job. If you don't turn up, you'll be fired. You're accountable. Someone's keeping you accountable and they're paying you to do a job. And if you don't do the job, you'll be fired. It's accountability. You just got to incorporate that to yourself. Easier said than done. It takes vulnerability.
I think it is very hard to hold yourself accountable.
Very, very.
In the past, I've been dieting, and I've come downstairs, Mrs. is in bed. She knows I'm dieting. I'm looking at cupboard thinking, I could have a chocolate now. Nobody would know.
No one would know.
But then I tell myself now, I'd know.
And that's
it's hard though.
Yeah, that's the worst thing about bodybuilding is because you can do it. You can do whatever you want, and no one's gonna know. No one's gonna know. You know what I'm saying? If it's like a bank statement, if you've got a joint account, money comes out, the partner's gonna know. So it's easy to be kept accountable from someone else. But with like dieting and things like that, no one's gonna know. No one's gonna know if you went to the gym, you go to the pub instead. Like these things are self-accountability and you have to put it in place. But I always say at the same time as well, if you constantly communicate with the person that's keeping you accountable, then you will keep yourself accountable as well. Because if they are like, what you jump on the scales now and you jump on the scales tomorrow, and suddenly you're like however big, like 4 pound heavier, there's a reason why. And if you're honest, you'll tell them the truth. And it all comes down to you how much you want it then. If you're willing to make yourself vulnerable and tell the truth and be scrutinized a little bit, and maybe someone looks at you and goes, come on, man, you know what I'm saying? And the harsh reality of them looking at you and saying you failed. If you really want the goal, you'll do it. If you don't want the goal, you won't do it. So the accountability actually comes from yourself being honest. You know what I'm saying? I've learned that, like, sometimes you'll brush things under the carpet, it will come out in the end. If you just be honest and true.
One way or another.
You be honest and true from the start to whoever you've chosen to help you on the path, it will happen. Some people choose God. Some people choose God and they respect God so highly that when they are about to do something, they think God's watching, I'm not going to do it. And if I did it, I need to repent. And they'll pray and they truly believe that they have to repent and not do it again. Some people choose a different God, some people choose a partner. As long as that accountability comes from like you being honest, that's what I've always learned. Because you can lie and say, oh no, it's like I don't understand why I'm gaining weight, or I don't understand why I'm not losing weight. You've got to be like honest, man. Honest. If you really want it, you will put yourself in uncomfortable positions, and that's where it comes down to. So it's not so much about like, oh, I can get out. It's honesty. Honesty is the best policy, man. You know, and I've learned that with anything. If you go like, oh man, I went on a bender, like, and stuff like that, and you think it might get you in trouble, it's easy to not say it. But if you know that you do it and you are going to mention it to somebody, like, you probably won't do it. You probably won't do it.
It's a shame.
It's a shame. If you know that you can keep it to yourself, you know, then you probably will do it. If you know that your guilty conscience is there and you made a promise to yourself that if it ever happened, you'd make yourself accountable and you're going to tell the truth, you probably won't do it. You probably don't. So honesty is the best policy that will get you there, no matter what, whether it's financial responsibilities that you're going to change, whether it's relationship things, whatever it may be, friendship, business, whatever it may be, personal goals, diet. As long as you're going to say, right, I'm accountable. If I make a mistake, I'm going to put it out there. whether it's on social media, whether it's to a family, whether it's a friend, someone who's going to look at me and just note it down and be like, come on, you need to stop this.
Yeah.
Penalty in place. You need to make sure that every time that happens, whatever, or there's no longer no crisp in the house or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Repercussions. It's like a child at the end of the day. If you keep allowing a child to do something, it's just going to keep doing it.
Of course.
Yeah. You have to ground them or something, or take away the PlayStation or something. You have to. It has to be a consequence, and that will just come from honesty, know it. So write it down, plan it, and make sure that you keep yourself accountable and be honest to that goal, and you'll achieve it.
Yeah, I like that. Just work on yourself. To help yourself work on yourself.
Exactly. You know, like our mental health comes from feeling stuck, and when we feel like we're moving forward, our mental health's much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's when you feel frustrated in where am I going? I'm not going anywhere. I'm going backwards, or I'm going forward. Where am I supposed to go? That frustration will crush you. When you feel like you are going forward, it's easier to feel like, okay, things are a little bit tough, but at least I'm moving forward.
You feel good in progression.
Like, at least I'm moving forward. Yeah. Better days will come. So it's easier to face the bad days when you're like, better days will come. When you feel like, oh, it's just, better days ain't coming. It's just going to be worse, more worse days, because where am I going? I'm just going backwards, deeper into this hole, or that's when it's tough. Yeah. And that's when you need to start planning things and being honest and just opening up to people. And that's where like you need help being pulled out of that sinking sand. Otherwise you'll sink. So if you don't call for help in them times and just say, right, and this is my goal, plan it, like you need to keep me accountable for this, it's important. I need you to help me with my meals, it's important. I need you to, when I'm not at the gym on these days, these are the days I'm supposed to go to the gym. If I'm here sitting down on the sofa on these days, why? You're gonna have to ask me why, because I'm supposed to be at the gym. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you start telling people, like, oh, I'm supposed to be there Saturday, 6 o'clock. So if someone checks in you at Saturday, 6 o'clock, where are you? I'm at home. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Where's, can I look at your fridge? And then look in your fridge, there's all kinds of, there's no meal prep, it's just pizzas and stuff like that. It's like, come on man, let's sort this out. And then eventually, after you realise that someone's going to be checking up on you and stuff like that, you make them changes. So yeah, to get 2026, just get some help, be around good people, plan it out, and all will be good.
Amen to that. Bro, anything else to finish on?
No, I just want to say massive shout out to yourself, doing big things. Thanks for having me down as well. I'm gonna have to hit that gym session.
Yeah, man, I'll hold you to that.
Yeah, man, we'll do part 2, and we'll talk about training in between sets, etc. We're doing good things, man. Positive things for just people in general. You know what I'm saying? Allowing them to. It's always interesting when you hear other people's angles in life and stuff like that. What you're doing, good things, spreading positivity, not just just your audience, but everyone. So keep doing your thing, man. And
appreciate
massive respect
you,
to all your viewers as well.
Nah, bro, I appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you very much, big
Respect,
man.
man.
Thank you for listening to From Rock Bottom. If this episode spoke to you, please subscribe, like and share. It really helps us keep doing this work and bringing these stories to light. You can also follow us on social media for updates, behind the scenes content and ways to get involved in the conversation. Most importantly, if you're struggling right now, please don't suffer in silence. Reach out, talk to someone, seek support. You are not alone, and you are absolutely worth life. Take care, keep fighting, and we'll see you in the next episode.